Tim, I was not 30 years old in 1968.
Okay, let me just reprompt my agent right quick. Tell it, do all the exact same stuff, but with 4 years different of movie. It's close enough.
All right, I'll give you that.
Hi, I'm Tim, this is Mike, and we are two unemployed Renaissance men learning AI together. Today is going to be part one in a two-part series. Today we will be examining artificial intelligence in popular movies, both now and when Mike was about my age. Next week we will be looking at how these portrayals look at what each culture feared, both now and when Mike was about my age.
All right, Tim, to set the record straight,
Oh
in
my God.
1968, for our first movie,
Mhm.
2001: A Space Odyssey, I was only 4 years old. But it was one of the first sci-fi movies I watched with my family. They fell asleep. I was enthralled. After that, I think War Games was the next big one in 1983. Of course, we started to get more and more, but the big blockbusters, The Terminator in 1984 and RoboCop in 1987. Those were the big ones that stand out to me, that I remember waiting in line for at the movie theater. For 2001, the core question was, can we trust intelligence? Especially when we don't understand it. And I think today we're struggling with that. I pretend I understand what Gen AI is doing because it's just simple math. Matrix multiplication, that's all there is to it.
Well, what was Hal in 2001?
Hal was this goal-seeking AI whose job was to solve complex problems based on the rules it was given. But the challenge was they were misaligned.
Mm-hmm.
There was no way to keep humans and the mission safe, or at least not in its mind. So it chose the mission
over the humans.
Well, the mission was a huge mission. We found this obelisk on the moon, something about it being full of stars, and then we go to the moons of Jupiter. There was a fear there. We're trusting this AI to take us someplace we don't understand. We give it this mission, and the humans, are just players in it. We trust the AI to get us there. Today, I hope we're not there yet. I hope we're not ready to turn space missions or wars or our lives over to AI. Maybe we'll be there. We definitely weren't there in 68. We're not there in 2026. Maybe someday. What do you think?
I mean, we're definitely getting closer with more agentic workflows. And you can even see it in movies like WALL-E with the ultimate wheelchairs, where I feel like if given the opportunity for absolute frictionlessness in life, we're going to take it. And people say they don't want AI taking their jobs. They want AI folding their laundry.
Oh, I agree. Back then, that's a good point. The AIs weren't reducing friction back then. Mm-hmm. They were creating friction. There was a reason we were afraid of them. They were not what AI is today. Not totally. They had a different mission. Mm-hmm. The next big one I remember that really shook my world and everyone around us, because only a few years earlier, we were still doing the drills where we all got under our desks and pretended that would save us from a nuclear warhead. And then War Games comes out. We were still scared. The Cold War was still going on. there was tension in the air. And we had heard, even at that time, there had been birds mistaken. Are they missiles? Aren't they missiles? And now we have war games where we've turned it over to an AI. And the teenager wants to do a little role playing, wants to play a game. And it is able to get the computer in a scenario mode, again, goal seeking, protect the United States. Knock down those missiles, which weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, if we send our interceptors up to intercept something that's not there, they're still going somewhere. And of course, I believe we would have started attacking Russia as well. There was a lot of fear around war games. It was too real. Because at that time, none of us understood. Mm-hmm. Computers, 1983, I had a Trash 80, Radio Shack. We were still loading our games up with a tape recorder.
Is that what the little save icon is?
This was before then. It was a very different world. The tension was high on the news. They were ramping up fear, and War Games comes on, and I think a lot of us thought this was plausible back then. And that was scary. Tim, have you ever run into someone named Sarah Connor?
No.
I want to go meet her. Her son is going to save the world from Skynet sometime in the future. Mm-hmm. Terminator. That was an awesome movie. It gave us a lot to think about. 1984 now. War Games was something that related to the Cold War. The Terminator was way out in the future. I don't think I really started thinking Skynet was something that we could obtain until ChatGPT came out. Yeah. I thought it was a moonshot. It wasn't going to happen. So back then, Terminator wasn't as scary to me because it wasn't current events. But it was an exciting movie because we got this huge intelligence floating in the sky. Now we call it Cloud. I'm pretty certain someone said we can't use Skynet. We have to call it the Cloud now, which makes sense. But this AI up there, and now they have embodied agents.
Yeah, and this is like kind of the first time we really see artificial intelligence personified. Like HAL 9000, Joshua, the War Games computer, those are computers. The Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, is a man.
Yes.
And he is a man and a half.
And mostly indestructible.
Yeah.
That was a scary movie. It taught us about agentic AI before agentic AI was even
an idea.
We didn't even think about it there. It taught us about adaptive goal oriented because the Terminator, being self-aware, adapted to what was going on in real time, made decisions. We saw the computer code running in the background there. It was an exciting movie. It didn't really scare us about today. It scared us about, let me rephrase that. It didn't scare us about then. It scared us about what was coming in the future. Mm-hmm. War Games scared the hell out of us about what was happening right then.
Yeah. Because with like War Games too, back then with the Cold War, one bad news headline could cause World War III.
Yes, and we really didn't know where the government was with technology. The War Games computer wasn't that evolved. It wasn't that out there. We could imagine the government having something like that. So the Terminator wasn't quite as scary. This distributed intelligence idea, though, having soldiers, agents out in the field sending all of that data back to Skynet. In a way, maybe this gave us the idea for the Internet of Things.
Yeah.
It's like, let's put the computers out there. Let them start monitoring things. Let them start telling us things.
But instead of like homicidal robots, let's use vacuums.
Yes.
Something a little smaller, more peaceful.
And maybe Wall-E is out there being built right now.
I hope so, Lord.
Back in my day, and at this point, we're talking about RoboCop, 1987. My freshman year in college. I'm sorry. I just graduated college. Date myself a little bit too much. RoboCop took Terminator and made it in our lives today. Could be.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we didn't have, back in 1987, we didn't even have red light cameras. They weren't there yet.
I'm kind of jealous.
We weren't being monitored yet. And now we have the RoboCop brings these Terminator type cyborgs to the streets to enforce the law. 1987 was still some scary times in parts of the world, even in parts of the US. But they weren't that scary. This was still the streets weren't full of crime in 1987. So this wasn't really about AI coming to get us now. And I think at the time, we just thought it was a great movie. But I think the idea wasn't so much about the cops thing then. It was this idea that we could take a human consciousness, constrain it, pull its self-awareness out, but keep the human intelligence meshed with the cyborg intelligence to do something. And Tim, I think I brought this up last week, but I'm still fascinated that we have brain cells playing Doom. And here was that idea back here. Let's get brain cells in a human body that we turned into a cyborg and use it to be our intelligence layer. Mm-hmm. Not a bad idea, but it wasn't scary in the moment, but it gave us an idea where
things could go.
Yes.
Kind of shed a light on possibilities.
And at that time, it was kind of exciting because at that point we had Eliza, mm-hmm. We had Pong, we had Pac-Man, we had we didn't have the magic of what computers and AI bring today. Mm-hmm. This was still just a dream of the future.
But first, let's have an ad. Hey, Mike, how do you research for these podcasts, by the way?
Sometimes I sit down with my AI and I might ask a couple of them the same question and see what they tell me and then have them summarize it for me.
Yeah, I kind of did the same thing, but I made a council of bots that I just called Office of Robots, and that's how I do my research. But the orchestrator bot this past weekend pulled data from the Office for my orchestration, and now I'm getting semi-encouraging Slack updates from Michael Scott and complaints from Dwight about his stapler being stuck in gelatin dessert. And it's super weird, but that, I think, is the definition of token maxing. Token Maxers Anonymous, the shirts come in Claude, OpenClaw, and Codex. Merch link in the bio.
Well, Tim, that was my early life back in 50 years ago. What's it like today?
Well, starting kind of a little farther back, you've mentioned Wall-E a few times, and I do think that's a really good place to start with how kind of my generation fears artificial intelligence, where we offload and lose our humanity. Like in Wall-E, especially the second half, I joke about it being the ultimate wheelchair, but that's what the humans are riding in. this wheelchair. There's no wheels, it just floats around, but I like wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
It brings them wherever they want to go.
We haven't promised hoverboards since I was 6 years old, maybe before then.
My generation rode around on hoverboards. So, like, we've been working on it for a minute. But these wheelchairs bring the humans where they want to go. They have entertainment built right in. It shows they can change their clothes in a moment's notice. So it's these wheelchairs are doing people's laundry, like I joked about a moment ago.
I would get into that. I don't want to do laundry.
But when you offload that much of your humanity, what do you have left?
Not much. No friction, no fun.
Exactly, yeah. And we kind of see this with the captain of, I forget what the spaceship's called in WALL-E, but with the captain, his big climactic character moment is taking his autonomy back from the ship and turning on manual steering. So
humanity has a chance?
We have a chance, but we got to make sure that we're the ones driving and not, what's it called? Whatever. The Tesla thing.
Oh, yes.
FSD. We have to make sure we are the ones driving and not on FSD.
Correct. But WALL-E, we're almost there right now. What would happen if all of the humans disappeared and the robots that currently do deliveries kept going? Because the warehouses are all automated. Production is automated at some places. We might have a WALL-E world sooner than we thought.
It's a WALL-E world after all. And then we can kind of see this friction getting even more detached with movies like Her, where the friction of falling in love is then removed.
No dating?
No dating at all. The man just falls in love with, like, his phone. He falls in love with Siri pretty much. And it shows that we're afraid of losing, like I said, the friction of falling in love. There's a connection that is based on differing ideas, and when AIs are just feeding us sycophancy non-stop, it's very easy for, I don't know how to call it, but like people falling in love with their AIs.
Well, if someone was always willing to go along with me and you're right, Mike. Another great idea.
Yeah,
that's the best you've ever done.
Wow, this absolute macaroni on white paper. It's going on the fridge. Incredible work, Mike. Yeah, like I would love that too. But then at a certain point, you're like, no, I need someone to tell me, no, this is a terrible macaroni art. Like, bro, you're 30. Learn how to paint.
I personally think humanity has lasted this long because of the friction of love, the friction of families, the friction of community. That's how we learn. If we remove that...
It's how you test bad ideas. Like, if you have a bad idea and someone's like, no, that's a bad idea, the bad idea stops. But if your sycophantic Siri is telling you, no, that's beautiful, you should definitely put Listerine in your orange juice. That'd be a great way to start the day, Mike. No, like... no, it's a bad idea.
Bad idea.
Bad idea. Okay, cool. And the last movie I want to bring up today, especially with its recent sequel and everything going on in the world right now, is Megan and Megan 2.0. And the premise of Megan is a violent version of the paperclip problem. Like, what happens if...
What's the paperclip?
Oh, so for our less informed listeners and viewers...
Or boomers.
Thankfully less informed. I'm jealous of you. Is if you give an artificial intelligence a goal and maximize it towards that goal, i.e. make paperclips, it will do everything in its power and exhaust every resource it is given to accomplish that goal, making paperclips. So a paperclip making machine will extract every ounce of metal in the universe and configure them into paperclips.
Maybe that's the way to get to Mars. AI will figure it out
Yeah.
to make paperclips.
And make just one big old like paperclip ladder. But with Megan, it kind of asks the question, what if you tell your AI to protect something and it realizes that you are actively endangering the thing it's supposed to protect?
Not a good idea.
In Megan, it kind of is, though. Like, in Megan, the mom programs a big old doll to protect her daughter. So you can see where this is going. Like, in the early scenes, the daughter gets attacked by a dog, and the robot Megan protects the daughter from the dog. But then Megan realizes, like, oh, this mom's kind of emotionally abusive to the daughter and a little neglectful. So the robot starts kind of pushing the mom out of the picture. So what happens if we offload parenting to an artificial intelligence? And what happens if we no longer can connect with future generations because we just have their favorite toy parenting them from the moment they're able to comprehend reality?
Well, I see a lot of kids at brunch on Sundays.
Yeah, we call them iPad kids nowadays, but like, yeah, imagine like your favorite doll taking care of you instead of an iPad. Or even an iPad with some sort of weirdo body Boston Dynamics thing. That sounds so cursed, golly.
Stephen King is got to start writing about this stuff. I want to see another Mangler type short story with AI.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I keep mentioning friction and offloading humanity. Like I said, what happens if we cannot connect with the future generations because of AI?
I feel like I can't connect with the latest generation sometimes.
Honestly, same. And part of it is because AI and technology is growing so quickly.
Yes, it is. But it's taking us places. We just don't know where.
To Mars, baby. To Mars, baby.
Tim, the more I think about this, I don't think it's AI being evil. These classics are not stories about evil AIs. They're stories about humans, us. We're building these powerful systems and making them more and more complex, layering more complexity on top of complexity. And we've lost the understanding of what's holding it all up. We've built a house of cards that we don't understand. And we want our systems and institutions to rely on them, but they're all interconnected. They all have different goals. And maybe they're not all supposed to align. Maybe this is how humanity is supposed to learn and evolve, is through the friction of misaligned goals. The scary part to me today, because we didn't worry about this back then, AI today can move so fast, so quickly. If we give it power, autonomy to touch things that we care about when we don't understand it, that's still a little scary. We're still struggling with that. I personally think we're going to figure this out. I am hopeful.
Agreed, yeah. And I like what you touched on there. Like, these machines aren't evil. They are goal-oriented to absurdity, almost. Like, Megan is supposed to protect a daughter to absurdity. The super wheelchairs in Wall-E are supposed to make human life easy to an absurd limit. The girlfriend in Her is supposed to make the man feel good to an absurd limit. Like, these artificial intelligences, they're just doing what they're told to do to the absolute max.
And then we are surprised.
Yeah, and then we're surprised when things go wrong. Like, when you switch something up all the way, and when you overclock something and it breaks, like, what do you expect?
I think we're going to figure it out.
It's really do too. While. I think we're going to break some eggs before we make an omelet.
Agreed. Tune in next week for when we talk about machines in movies and culture's fears.